Today is for the compressor maintenance for week 6. In today's presentation, we have the four part totally. The first part we will introduce the structures of the compressors we used for our V6 system. And the second part is how to inspection and test for the compressors. The third part is analyzing the root cause, which the compressor damaged. And the last part is if we have knowing that the compressor is damaged, we have the steps to know to how to replace the damaged compressors. So we have four parts totally. The first part structure. This is the structure of the Hitachi scroll compressors we used for V6 auto units. Of course, the structures like we have the suction port on the top of the compressors, and then we have the scroll to compress the refrigerant, and here is the discharge port for the refrigerant after compressed by the compressor. We also have the internal oil return pipe and the oil pump and the dynamic oil balance pipe to make sure the compressor have enough oil to keep the compressor work without any problem. And this is the bearings. We use a very high reliable bearings, which can make sure the compressor have a long lifespan. Okay. As a compressor, as a scroll compressor, the scroll is a key part of the compressor to use it to compress the refrigerant. The refrigerant coming into the compressor from this position, the refrigerant injection hole, and then can be compressed by the compressor while the dynamic scroll rotates from the outside to the center and then be discharged. This working principle of the scroll compressors. So now we know the structure of the compressor. We can do some troubleshooting for the compressors. The second is the inspection and test. In this part, we have 5 points. The first is compressor winding resistance measurement and compressor operation noise listening and compressor overcurrent protection to check. And also we have the H4 protection code for the inverter module protection. We can check the compressor accordingly. And also the last one is breaker tripping during compressor startup. Okay, let's introduce one by one. First, the compressor, we normally, when the compressor is damaged or not, we can measure the resistance, the winding resistance directly while the 3 terminals, the compressor UVW. Normally, if the compressor is normal, the resistance depends on capacity. You know, for our V6, this is for 380 voltage. V6 auto units, we use 2 model compressors, the DC80 and the AA55. Their in normal status, their resistance is around 0.1 to 0.2 omega. And the resistance between each terminal to the ground should be bigger than 10 mega omega. It means it should be infinity. It should be infinity between the UVW terminal and ground. But if the compressor is damaged, the resistance between the UW or VW may be 0. It means short circuit or infinity. The resistance between each terminal and the ground will be less than 1 mega omega. So we can measure the resistance for the compressor to judge if the compressor is burned or not. Okay. We can also listen to the noise, operation noise of the compressor to see if there is any abnormal with the compressor. If the compressor makes a crash sound during startup and during all the running procedure, it still have a talk noisy inside the compressor. It may have liquid harm with the compressor. Now let's listen to a sample for the noisy. Sorry. Let me listen to the noise. For example, when the compressor is a flicker hammer. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if can you hear the record I play? Can you hear? Okay. If you can hear, actually, we can share with you the presentation, the PPT after the training. You can review the presentation again after the training. Okay, let's go on. Another step to check the compressor is the compressor overcurrent protection. When this protection code P3, it means the overcurrent protection for the compressor. In this condition, the compressor cannot start up and the machine, the other unit will show overcurrent protection P3. The X means the number 1 or number 2 compressors for the other units. The bearing inside the compressor has suffered wear or tear. H4 protection code is for the inverter module protection. In this tape, normally you can use, we have special devices you especially used to test compressor. We call it the compressor test equipment.
Hello,
中
Dylan.
海
Hello,
看不到
Dylan.
屏幕啊，你没共享屏幕吗？
Hello, Dylan.
Hello.
Please share your screen. Please share your screen.
Okay, wait for a while. 从哪里开始你们没听到的，没看到屏幕的？
没看到
From
屏幕啊。
point one. The
Point
first
one.
part. First part.
The first part. Wait for a while.
Oh, the noise for the noise of the compressor.
Oh, after I show the noise of the compressor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wait for a while. 为什么切出去没有了？没有屏。Now can you see the screen? Now it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go on. So I just maybe you can see the screen from this page. Let me again for this page. Yes, I just show you the noise for the the abnormal noisy, the record for abnormal noisy for the inverter compressor to show how this liquid hammer happened. The noisy is how not okay then. The compressor overcurrent protection P3. The compressor cannot stand up, and the unit shows overcurrent protection. The barrels inside the compressor should have suffered wear and tear. Okay, the H4 protection for the compressors, it means inverter module protection. When this protection happened, normally we can use our compressor test devices to make some test. We can connect compressor to this test equipment. If the compressor can work normal, can be start up and work normal, then the error, the trouble should be happened with the elect control system, not the compressor. So we need to do the troubleshooting according to the H4 protection code, as my colleague Constance will give you the position for the troubleshooting part. And if the compressor still can work normal with the test equipment, then we can think that the compressor is abnormal or not or damaged. So we need to check the compressor further. Okay. Now we also have step that when we switch on the auto unit air conditioner system, while the compressor start up, the switch trips immediately. Normally, in this situation, it is caused by the compressor winding short circuit or there's an electric leakage. So we can do the troubleshooting accordingly. For normally, if the compressor is damaged, we had to analyze the root cause. The best is this will help us to avoid the same trouble or the same error again. So this is also very important. How to analyze the root cause? Normally we need to get the damaged compressor and cut this compressor normally. So the step to cut the compressor is first to grind one cycle along on the bottom of the compressor to remove the cover, and also grind one cycle along the weld line on the bottom to remove the bottom of the compressor. And also we need to remove the upper support weld and lower support weld and also. But before this we need to peel out of the oil first. This picture shows the method how to peel out the oil more simple. We can use this method to peel out all the oil from the compressor first. This step also, we need to collect this oil. This is very important because we want to check the oil status later. Okay, after we peel out the oil, we can cut the compressor. Then we can check the winding of the compressor and the bear and the rotor of the compressor more easy after cut off the compressors. Okay, so then after we cut the compressor, we may have different cases. You know, for example, the case one, the situation is the auto unit can running 30 minutes about, and then the unit show P6 error. P6 means inverter protection, and but the current, the amps is okay, it's in normal range, the voltage is okay, the sound of the compressor, the operation sound of the compressor have abnormal noisy, but the oil we pure out is clean and enough. It means the volume is not too loud. to less. And the frequency of the compressor is working around the sectors. In this condition, the root cause is because of this liquid hand with the compressor. If there's a liquid hand, you can see from these pictures, the main shaft maybe have wear, and the sliding vane also can be wear, and wear cause the blob noisy. This is not good for the compressor. And the case 2 is it is similar with case 1. It has the same situation. The unit also can running normal for around 30 minutes and then show P6. But difference is the oil for the case 2 is very clean, but volume is little. The frequency is around 40 Hz. For this case, the root cause is the compressor is less oil. In this condition, there will be there will have wear with the main shaft and counter shaft. Okay. The case 3, the unit can running normal for 2 hours around, then show P6 error, but also have other abnormal, such as a high current, over high current, and temperature on the top of the compressor is very high. It's over high, but the voltage is okay with abnormal noisy, and the oil, there's no oil inside the compressor. This cause is because of no oil, less oil, even no air with compressor. So it will cause this error, this abnormal. You can see in this condition, the face of the scroll can be wear, and the scroll bearing is also can be wear. And top of the compressor is with high temperature, and the crankshaft is wear. Okay. And case 4, the situation is that the auto unit running few months can work few months, but then shut down with P6 error. But the current is okay. The temperature on the top of the compressor is okay. The voltage is okay, but also with abnormal noisy. The oil is clean and enough. The hertz of the compressor is around 20 hertz. In this condition, the root cause is the release valve, the core fall off. Then this core can damage the filter and the screw further. So very serious problem. The case 5. In this condition, the situation is that, for example, the unit can running for several years, then compressor explode. And when after you cut the compressor, you can see it's too dirty inside the compressor. In this condition, the root cause is the quality of the refrigerant is too bad. So this is the reason why we suggested to use the good brand, the good quantity refrigerant for our VRF system. If we use this kind of refrigerant, it not only damages the compressor, it may damage the whole system. We will waste a lot of time and money to repair it. So it's not worth. Okay. This case 6. This case, the situation is that the auto unit can running 4 years, and You'd show P6 error. Other parameters such as the current is high. It has over high current, but the temperature on the top of the compressor is not high, it's low. Voltage is okay. Noisy is abnormal. But oils clean by just a liter. In this condition, the cause should be the refrigerant is overmuch. The overmuch refrigerant can cause over high current, but the top temperature of the compressor is not too high. And also it can wear off the face of the scroll. And also including the shaft can be also wear. Okay. The case 7. In this case, the situation is the unit running for 6 months, then the unit should P6 error. Other parameters such as the current is okay, it's normal. The top temperature of the top of the compressor is normal. Voltage is okay. The sound, without noisy sound is okay, but the oil is with red color, getting red, and the volume is too much. In this condition, the root cause is there is water inside the system. Okay, if we can make sure the compressor is damaged, then we need to remove the damaged compressor and replace with new compressor. In this part, we will introduce the steps how to replace the compressors. Okay. The general procedure is first we need to pump down the refrigerant in the system, and then wear off the connection pipe of the compressor, and then we can remove the damaged compressors. After we remove this compressor, we can check the oil of the compressor. If it is dirty or not, if it is over volume or less to less. If it is get too dirty, if it gets red color or something like that. And then analyze different situations according to the different cases I just introduced just now. After we get the root cause, we can flush the system and replace with new compressors and some other key parts. These steps will depend on the analyze after we cut the compressors. This also, so actually to cut the compressors, to do the analyze for the root cause is very important, because if the compressor is damaged, we may need to not only replace the compressors, we may also need to replace other parts of the refrigerator system, maybe even another compressors. Okay. And then do the pressure test, vacuum, and then we can charge the refrigerant after we installed with the new compressors. After replace and recharge the system, that we can also do the commission again. Okay, the first step is to pump down the refrigerant. We need to set the auto unit as a vacuum mode. Then the LED will display R006. Then all valves and EX will be opened. Then and before this, we need to connect the pump, the vacuum pump, and the pressure gauge to the auto unit stop valve first. And normally we suggest that to use a empty refrigerant tank to recycle, to restore the refrigerant, because it is more simple and more is better than pump into this indoor side. Okay. Then the second step is to wear off the connection pipe of the compressors, and including the sensors, screws, and any other connections. And in this step, we must pay attention that please make sure to discharge all the pressure in the system, and to charge nitrogen at 0.02 to 0.3 megapascal during to brazing the pipe. This is a protection steps. Okay. When we charge the nitrogen, we need to charge the nitrogen from the distributed capillary side, from this side, and the gas flow out from the fluid type pipe side, just from this side to charge the nitrogen. And the third step, to flush and replace the new compressors and key parts. Please note that the flush the system is very important steps, because, for example, if the compressor sometimes maybe are damaged because of impurities, because of wear, because of liquid harm, and something, it will cause some impurities inside the system. We need to flush that impurities. Or if we don't do the flushing, there's still some impurities inside the system. After replace with the new compressor, it may still damage the compressor and other parts further. So we must keep the system clean. The step is to first charge the nitrogen at this pressure during brazing. Also depends on the oil we checked. If the oil is clean, so we only need to change the new compressor, it's okay. But if the oil is very dirty, so we need to replace more key parts. First, we need to remove the oil separator, accumulator, check the quality and the quantity of the oil inside the oil separator, and accumulate. If it's too dirty, we need to clean the oil separator and the accumulator first. And the second step, we need to remove the filter or main suction pipe to check if there's impurities. If there is impurities, we need to clean the filter also. And also remove the oil retain capillary and filter on the capillary. Check if there's block or flush. The third step, to remove other normal compressors. If the oil is too dirty, and we need to check the oil and also clean with new oil. We also need to flush main pipe, the condenser coil, the EXV, and the indoor unit, even with nitrogen. And the fourth step, to replace the new compressors, accumulator or separator filter, and so on, and then charge the new oil to the accumulator according to the specific. There's steps for flushing. The main pipe normally we flush U-trap or pipes, which is most likely to store oil, because in this U-trap position, it can store the oil more easy. And for indoor pipes, if the oil is very badly, the indoor unit, EXV, and the collection pipe must be flushed. If EXV is blocked, it must be changed, because the EXV the pipe is too small, it's very hard it's impossible to clean. So we must to change the X-ray. When we charge the oil, we can refer to this table according to different models. How much oil we can charge to the accumulate compressor and also including the total oil. And the oil type should be the same as the oil we use in the factory. My dear V6 VRF use the PVE type oil. The model is FV-68H. You will use this kind of oil. The best is you can buy this oil to charge. You can search this oil from this website, and also we have detailed instructions for you for how to replace compressors in this document. If you have interest, you can open this document. You can refer to this document. We will share with you this document later after the training. And the last step is pressure test after we replaced with new compressor, replace other parts maybe because of the dirty of the system. After we replaced all the key parts, we must to replace. Then we can do the pressure test, the vacuum, and the charge the refrigerant for the commission. This is the same steps as we are introduced in the installation and the commission presentations courses by my colleagues. After replacing compressor and charging additional oil, pressure test, vacuum, and charge refrigerant by scale, and commission the system again. We must commission the system again and check the parameters again and record all the parameters for further use. Okay, that's all for all of our presentation today for the compressor maintenance.